Oh my God. Hello, everybody. Are we on? Do you see us? We can't hear everybody, but hi, and sorry for all the technical difficulties. I mean, Mickey Mouse and Bob Iger giving you an award is just mind-boggling. And we're just here in our kitchen, which is our set. I know we have a lot of friends that are, waiting for us. So I just want to say I am so excited to be here. Glitches and all, and we're live. So here it is. My entire life, I've always been the biggest fan of two geniuses, Jim Henson and Walt Disney. When I was a kid, up until my final day at college, I would draw Mickey, Goofy, Donald, and any other Disney characters of the moment. Anything Disney was my happy place, and still is. Our family vacations were a yearly visit to Disney World while visiting my grandparents in Florida. I always wanted to see what the new parade was, but let's be honest, you guys know me. I just want to get photos of all the characters. And at 51, I still want to get photos of all those characters. I've just expanded it from Mickey and Minnie to the Star Wars characters that they, allow you to take photos with. No matter where in the world they are, Disney parks are my true happy place. And I miss that, as I'm sure so many of you do. In fact, if anyone told me I'd have to be home for 6 months and couldn't go to a park, a restaurant, a movie, a concert, a show, I would not have believed them. But if I was also told that I would be receiving the Walt Disney Philanthropist of the Year award with Demi, and that we would be so close to raising $10 million for over 25 charities right here from our kitchen during the worst pandemic of our lifetime, I would say, you are crazy. And I wouldn't believe them. And no, you also said when I was trying to meet Jeffrey Katzenberg, the height of his brain, I thought, of course, I'd send him my resume and he'd like to meet a college graduate who wants to work at Disney. No. Am I on? I couldn't believe, who knows the glitches, but I couldn't believe he wouldn't want to meet a college graduate who actually wanted to work at Disney. I believe that I'd be co-hosting this Saturday night, right before his night before the Emmys party for the Motion Picture Television Fund. I would definitely have said, Mm-hmm. And so here we are. I like to take this moment to talk briefly about this journey I've had with Demi that started on March 27th, 2020 at 6 p.m. sitting right here, when I decided that I was going to surprise her for 50 of her friends who are now stuck at home on day one of their spring break because of this virus, then known as Corona, right? That was what it was called. We haven't heard that in a while. You all know the story of the few Zooms we had before Demi said to me minutes before the April 4th quarantines, Dad, I want to raise money for a charity. Let's do the Saban Community Clinic. And I'm going to make a GoFundMe link. And the rest was history. Demi had a goal of $10,000. I told her to up it to $30,000. And within 24 hours, we were at $100,000. But to be honest, that was thanks to our anonymous and super generous friends, Jamie and Andrew Schwartzberg, who really are the ones who propelled our fundraising efforts when they told Demi, if you raise $50,000, we'll match it. Sorry, guys. I'm publicly thanking you because I believe if you didn't do that,
we wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't be here. And life works in mysterious ways. And when you put others in need before yourself, good things will happen. And that's what we did and what we continue to do and what we will continue to do. These past months have taught me a lot about myself, my priorities, my family, my friends, my colleagues, clients, and the community that we have built with this quarantines. Demi and I have made lifelong friends that we would never have had the chance to meet or get to know the way that we do now. We have been able to connect and reconnect with people who have touched our lives from the beginning of my childhood and Demi's to the days of Demi's teenage years and my adulthood. We have learned through this period that life is not a dress rehearsal, and that the term save your money for a rainy day was one you never thought would come, but it didn't just rain, it poured. I don't want to overlook why we were all wearing masks, and most of us are still in some sort of quarantine. Our kids are in school via computer. in their bedrooms like my kids. Most of them are not allowed to go to in-person college classes. And the spirit and memories of growing up, experiencing a first kiss, a bar bat mitzvah, the prom, going to your first high school party, not being able to enjoy your school experiences, and as we saw in June, not being able to walk down the graduation aisle, shake hands, and receive that diploma. Yes, those are so many of the high-class problems that people on this Zoom have had. But what about the boys and girls who don't have the financial means, don't have the living conditions, the mentors, or just the right friends? And that's where Big Brothers, Big Sisters comes in. First of all, I just want to say I love this organization, and I will talk to you guys later about how I'm finally going to get involved. But I love the people who are involved. I love Brock. I love Lauren, Sherry Lansing. Come on, thank you. You're the best. And the mentors involved, so many of them are our friends throughout the industry. You are just amazing. I thank you, and so does Demi. So here's a few things I want to mention. When Sherry Lansing and I spoke in June, she had just watched her first Quarantunes and loved it. And I know all she was thinking, because I know her so well, right, Demi?
Loved it was an understatement.
We need Demi and Richard for them to do this for us. I know it's Sherry. This is live. You can't interact, but I know what you're thinking. But little did you know that you have a great staff, and they reached out to us on their own. And as Father's Day was quickly approaching, 48 hours before, I called them and said, okay, let's do this. And boy, did they act quickly. The board came through along with their network and our Quarantunes community to raise almost $500,000. That was so needed at this time. In fact, thanks to this money, they have been able to virtually match 35 new kids. They have retained their full staff, which I love this, throughout the pandemic with no financial consequences. And they are changing the lives of these kids and themselves. Oh, and when we were ending that incredible Father's Day Quarantunes, little did they know, or I know, that the tears I was shedding, because it was so emotional, would be a Hollywood Reporter headline saying, WME's Richard Weitz fights back tears as Quarantunes charity concerts pass $5 million. That's nice. So yes, I get emotional. And wouldn't you, if you had a notion to make a bad situation into a fun one the way that we did? Walt Disney has so many incredible and wise quotes, but one that is so fitting is, in bad times and in good, I've never lost my zest for life. And it is so appropriate for us because we have made the best out of this pandemic and have appreciated life more than ever. But what I've really grown to appreciate is my family. My son, Aiden, who's at USC virtually and dealing with the new rules and being a sophomore in his bedroom still, and is a huge Disney fan and a golf fan, right, Aiden? And just great human being. I just love you, Aiden. We all do. And you are one of my best friends. I miss our sporting events. So hopefully when the bubbles are gone, that's going to be our bond again. My wife, Candy, who supported us from the very first Zoom and has let Quarantunes be a bonding and loving experience between a father and his daughter. You're a great mom and a wife, and I love you. And lastly, my co-creator, my co-host, here we go, my rock and love in all of this. And the only reason why we're here tonight, it's because of you, Demi. You make all of us literally make this look easy. And you probably make a lot of parents second guess on how they should parent because you are a true role model, a hero and an inspiration, not only to your family, but to the girls who watch our Zooms, who want to be like you, who want to give back, and who want to understand what it's like to share your privilege with others who so desperately need it in our world. I am so proud of you. I'm so honored. I'm so honored that we can receive this incredible award from our kitchen, which needs to be redone, and to be able to say thanks to Big Brothers, Big Sisters for changing the name of the award, which you're going to talk about. And I just want to say congratulations to Kenya and Jane on your well-deserved recognition, and to my friend D Nice. Dude, I love you, D Nice. That DJ set was great. at 2:00 last night in the morning, I was like, boom, on Instagram. You were just playing around. Incredible. And while I have this moment, we cannot forget the people who brought us here. Dario Giraldo. It all started with a mouse with Walt Disney, and it all started with a piano player for us. And that was Dario, and I appreciate you. Debbie Gibson, John Mayer, Josh Groban, my friend Melvin Marr, all the agents, managers, friends, anyone who worked at every and any company across the business, and our new friends who constantly say, how can we help you with talent? To the heads of the other organizations, there have been plenty of them, as we said, 25 who we worked with these past months. You were incredible. Political officials, Mayor Garcetti, Mayor Bottoms, Governor Newsom, and of course, the people who have become our unofficial co-hosts, the legendary Clive Davis, who, if it weren't for his friendship, mentorship, and reaching out to these artists and telling his stories, which he will continue to do. We took a summer break, so don't worry. Who knows how many of these quarantunes we actually would have done. And then there's our other co-host and another legend, Jimmy Jam. What can we say? You've never missed a quarantunes, and you wear our name proudly and are always there to help us. When I say you wear our name proudly, you wear the sweatshirt, so I love that. We love you. The famous Coco Weaver, my exec producer and Quarantune's chief of staff. You're the best. Kerry Brown, Steven, I don't know what we do without you guys. It started at the Hollywood Bowl. I said, can you do me a favor? Aaron, you know that you're my man. And lastly, some people that are near and dear to both me and Demi, and I'm gonna let Demi say a couple of words. My brother Andrew has endured being related to someone who's crazy and all over the place since I was a boy. I don't know, Andrew, can you believe all this? This is nuts. I mean, this is nuts. And if you really think it's nuts, just wait. We're a half hour late, but wait till you guys go into the quarantunes, okay? My in-laws, who are really my parents, Jerry and Eileen, and of course, my incredible and most loving and supportive parents, who you know if you want quarantunes, Joyce and Stanley Weitz. I know what it really feels like to love your children the way that you have loved me and Andrew, and to be so proud of them, although I'm still number one. You'd always say, I say that too. Sorry. You'd always say, I give my life for you, and I love you both tremendously. I'll never forget when you put me on that plane, Continental Airlines, and you said, I can't believe I'll let my baby go, and I've never been back, and nor will I. I love you, Phil. Okay, so in closing, I've always been a curious person, never being a follower, and always trying to be a leader. And I hope that you will follow in these footsteps, because the world so badly needs more of your generation to step up and to speak up, and they need more Demis in it. I love you so much. You know that. I'm going to hold back some tears, but I do want to say thank you to the big brothers, big sisters. Thank you, Bob Iger. Thank you, Mickey Mouse. Who can say that? And all of Donald, Goofy, and Minnie. I mean, it's crazy for that introduction. But Demi and I are so humbled, and I want to leave you with two quotes from Walt himself. The first one is, first think, second dream, third believe, and finally dare. And the last one, which I loved, which is laughter is timeless, imagination has no age, and dreams are forever. So I really want to say I appreciate this award that Demi and I are receiving, and it would not be an event if it wasn't for my loving daughter who started all this to say a couple of words. But just wait, we're going into our quarantunes after this. So here you go, Demi, and I love you.
I love you too. I will make this really fast because my dad talked for a solid 30 minutes.
Well, we had glitches for about 25. So here you go.
First of all, I love you so much. And what an honor this is. In third grade, I had a project where we had to pick someone to dress up as and create an autobiography. And I chose Walt Disney because Disney has always been such a big thing in our family. We go to Disneyland for literally everything. I spent 4 hours of my birthday, my 15th or 14th birthday, waiting in line to meet Darth Vader because of my dad. And when Brock called us on the phone a couple months ago and said, there's an award and it's called the Walt Disney Man of the Year Award that Big Brother and Big Brothers Big Sisters gives out, and we want to give it to you and your dad. But how could we give an award that says Man of the Year to you and your father when you're not a man? And we are changing the name of this award to Walt Disney Philanthropist of the Year so you, Demi, can accept it. And if I knew what that meant in that moment, I was so shocked. And if I knew that that would happen 6 months ago, I could not believe any of this. I'm going to make this really, really short, but I love everyone that supported us. I love my dad so much. I love my mom. I love my brother. I love the Quarantunes community. I walk onto those Zooms or I log onto those Zooms and I feel like myself. We've built such an incredible group that just is always there for us. And the work that we have done together, we might lead it and narrate it, but it's not just us. It's us as a collective community and as a whole that has raised almost $10 million to give back. So I've been given the opportunity to have an amazing education, to have an amazing family, and to have my voice be heard during this pandemic. And what Big Brothers Big Sisters does is so vital. And all of these kids need mentors so they too can use their voice and have the resources and change the world. So thank you, Big Brothers Big Sisters. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Walt Disney, Bob Iger, everyone.
Sherry Lansing and everybody. And thank you all. We're going to end this. I think you guys are going to end it. I'm going to end it. I'm going to say goodbye. And then we're going right into quarantine. We got a lot of celebs. We got a Disney theme. This is going to be crazy. Here you go. Welcome back. Here you go. Thank you. Congratulations to us. And thank you so much.
Thank you.